welcome to Movie Review Mom. I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision for you and your family as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific film. So that's especially true for this movie. I'm going to give you some heads up for parents. I'll mention things I liked, things I didn't like, themes worth talking about, and even recommendations for a couple of other movies that I think you'll like if you like this one. All right, so first, the movie that I'm reviewing is called Metal Lords. This coming-of-age film releases globally on Netflix on April 8th, 2022. It is rated R, and because of that, I am not recommending it for kids. I'll give you more details about that here in just a second. The movie is 1 hour and 37 minutes long. In a nutshell, I'm not a metalhead, but I still appreciated what this film was trying to do and be. And I think it's going to have a good audience that will resonate with this film. In fact, writer, producer D.B. Weiss revealed that he tried really hard to please diehard heavy metal fans while also considering viewers who aren't. This musical mayhem is brought to us by the producers of the TV hit series Game of Thrones and Harold and Kumar. Now, because of the content of both of those movies, that kind of gives you a little heads up on the type of content that's going to be in this. Now, the stories are totally different, but just in terms of how rated R it is. The film is about two kids who want to start a heavy metal band in a high school where exactly two kids care about heavy metal. Hunter, who's played beautifully by Adrian Greensmith, is a diehard metal fan who knows his history and can shred. His dream is to win the upcoming Battle of the Bands. So he enlists his best friend, Kevin, who's played beautifully by Jaden Martell, to man the drums. But with schoolmates more interested in Bieber than Black Sabbath, finding a bassist is a struggle until Kevin overhears Emily, played by Isis Hainsworth, playing her cello. Not exactly the typical metal instrument, right? Well, this motley crew must contend with school, parents, hormones, and teen angst while trying to get along enough for their band to win the big contest. Do they? No spoilers here. Writer-producer D.B. Weiss said that he got this idea for the story reflecting on his own high school years when he was a member of a couple of different rock bands. So let me tell you some of the things that I really liked about this movie. First of all, the introduction perfectly captures the metal band vibe. In fact, the entire movie really does. I hadn't seen some of the young actors in anything before. For example, Adrian Greensmith. He is a talented classical and jazz guitarist. And I thought he had a really great look for this part as a metalhead. He kept reminding me of the fantastic Steve Perry from the epic band Journey. Now, that's not a metal band. It's just happens to be my favorite band. But the guy kind of looked like Steve Perry. And I thought, oh, he would be the great actor to cast in I don't know, some movie about Journey. I'm just saying. So believe it or not, Isis Hainsworth and Jaden Martell weren't even musicians at all before this movie. They were able to spend time during the pandemic quarantine practicing their instruments. So, wow, what new talents did I develop during the quarantine? Heavy metal fans will love the new song Machinery of Torment, written by executive music producer Tom Morello. His advice to the young actors was, quote, "Your face should always look like you're an enraged barbarian," end quote. You'll learn a lot about the famous heavy metal bands of history, and some of them even show up in a scene as a surprise cameo, No spoilers as to who they are, though. The security guard scene in the movie was hilarious, and there is a lot of humor in the movie. The story really captures the spirit of misfits who try so hard to belong as they develop new friendships, talents, and respect for others. Now, with that praise, there were quite a few things I didn't like about the movie. So, first of all, people who don't like or appreciate heavy metal music probably won't enjoy listening to the music or watching the characters who embrace the kind of dark behaviors associated with that kind of music. However, there is more to the story than just that, though. And ultimately, I don't enjoy watching young kids who are willing to do almost anything to feel accepted by their peers. And so there are some bad behaviors. So here's the long list of tips for parents. I mentioned I don't recommend this movie, and this is the content why I say that. First of all, the name of the band includes an F-bomb. Now, that's very metal of them to name it that, but it doesn't make for a family-friendly movie. There's profanity, crude language, many F-bombs, and some of them are even spoken by a very young child, and I hate that. The teenage girl in the movie has mental health and anger management issues. Teens take drugs, smoke, and drink a lot of alcohol. Someone throws up, so that's fun to watch. Teens race in cars and do dangerous things. There's bullying and physical abuse, vandalism, some violence, and people even get hurt. There are images of male private parts. There's a kissing scene, which is very mild. Some teens, however, have premarital relations. Now, we don't see anything, but it's assumed that that's what's happening. And then you do see naked teens full on from the rear and from the side. And then there's talk of medication as happy pills. So that's a lot. And it is rated R because of all those things. Now, there were some themes that are illustrated very well and that would be really good conversation, such as fitting in and belonging, the feeling of community and bonding with a special interest, music as a form of expression, mental health, feeling invisible, and friendship. So I always write down interesting lines and sometimes funny lines if there are some, and I have them on my written review at moviereviewmom.com. So you can run over there and check all of them out, but I'll share just a few of them with you right now. So Kevin, who's played by Jaden Martell, says, all it takes to be great is commitment and sacrifice. Now, of course, he's talking about metal bands and becoming gods in the music world, but actually I think that's really good advice for anything. Any talent you want to achieve or level of excellence can definitely be achieved by commitment and sacrifice. Another line that Jaden Martell says is, why can't we all not fit in together? Because there's a conversation about how people don't fit in. And he's like, well, none of us fit in. So why can't we not all fit in together? And I thought that was really good. And then Hunter, played by Adrian Greensmith, is talking to a boy who has Down syndrome. And I always love seeing actors who are in movies, even though they have Down syndrome or they're handicapped in some way. And I just think good for them. And that's awesome when casting is trying to be more inclusive. I think that's great. Anyway, Hunter is talking to this boy and he's asking him, do you feel angry? And, the kid says, yeah. And he's like, I get it. And then he says, you're not nothing. You're something. You're somebody. And that's all teenagers want. They just want to be accepted by somebody, right? And be noticed. And that's the biggest theme of this whole movie, I think. All right, so you want to know how I'm grading this? I had a really tough time. I decided I'm going to give my overall movie review mom grade an A for heavy metal vibe and attitude, character, and coming of age story. However, I'm giving it an F for family-friendly viewing. It's about teenagers, but there's a lot of heaviness and some bad behaviors. So I don't recommend it for families and certainly not for young kids. All right, so before I go, let me give you a couple of recommendations for some other movies that I think you'll also really like if you like this one. One that I think is family-friendly viewing and a lot of fun is School of Rock. I just think that that movie is just hilarious, and it doesn't have all of the really darkness, I think maybe that this one has. Another one is The Doors. If you just want to watch like a biopic of the movie The Doors. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. It really helps me when you hit that subscribe button and when you comment down below, or if you just give it a thumbs up. YouTube takes notice, and so they push my videos out to other people so they can discover my channel. So thank you. And when you get a minute, run over to Instagram and you can check out the stuff that I'm posting there on my Movie Review Mom account. But I'm also listed in my author account as Trina Boice. So come visit me there. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day. I hope if you watch this movie, you do get a kick out of it. And I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.